Good evening, everyone. This is the Business Beat. Keith Johnson, CPA, here with on Tuesday, Election Day, November 2nd, 2021. As you can tell, it's Election Day, and people are going out to the polls in a lot of different places. Of course, the top places are Virginia and the states of Virginia and New Jersey, although there's tons of races other places in the country, but the two most closely watched are the gubernatorial elections in Virginia and New Jersey. In Virginia, you have former Governor Terry McAuliffe, a Democrat, running against businessman Glenn Youngkin, who is a Republican. Youngkin has been running on bringing education back to the parents, or the control over education, and has been making steady ground over the last several weeks. So we'll see what happens. It looks like it'll be a close race. In New Jersey, you have the current governor, Phil Murphy, a Democrat, running against Bob Ciarelli, hope I pronounced it right, who is a Republican. That one looks like it could be close, but I think Governor Murphy will have a little bit of an edge anyway. So, but there are no U.S. races or anything like that going on. So it'll be interesting to watch, and we will see what happens. Hopefully, we can get people in either party who has a brain and can actually work for the people. Doubtful that'll happen, but we'll see. Also going on today and tomorrow is the Federal Reserve meeting. And I mentioned yesterday, they meet about 8 times a year, about every 6 weeks or so. And, they discuss what's going on, get economic data around the country and see how things are going. The big talk is that the Fed will probably start tapering off its quantitative easing. Basically what that is, it's, they are putting $120 billion a month of cash into the economic system. Okay. That's all fine and good if you're a business owner or, a big company. We don't see that as a small business owner like myself, or, just a regular run-of-the-mill employee who just try to get an honest day's pay for an honest day's work. And the problem with that is they are, we don't see that money. So, but we feel the effects of it with inflation, supply chain issues, all of that. Mostly when you put money or pump money like that in, there's inflation. If you had an intact supply chain, it wouldn't be as bad, but with the issues with the supply chain and the ability to unload the docks, which, is, as I said yesterday, even though you have the docks in California running 24/7, there are no truckers, or very few truckers, that can move the stuff off the docks because of some, asinine environmental rules that unnecessarily hurt the economy. Now, I'm all for responsible environmental protections. I do want clean air and clean water, and just like everybody else. But at the same time, there needs to be a balance with the with economics and economic growth. And my feeling is, if you stay out of the way, companies will develop the technology so that they can do more and be more economic, or ecologically friendly, excuse me. Anyway, so the Fed's going to, it looks like what they're going to do is they're going to start to take as I said, they're pumping $120 billion into the economy every month. They are going to start, it looks like it'll be somewhere between 10 and 15 billion a month each month for the next 8 to 12 months. So what that means is that each month the government or the Fed will be putting 10 to 15 billion dollars less of money into the economy, and hopefully that will at least stem the inflation growth. Unemployment, we're a day closer to the October jobs report. We'll see how that goes. As I said yesterday, I'm looking. I think the early consensus is about 430,000. I'm going to stick with at this point maybe about 150 to 160. So we'll see what happens. I just don't see the just anecdotally, I don't see where there's a lot of hiring going on. And there's several reasons for that. There's the there's been extended unemployment benefits. You've got supply chain issues. It's hard to pin things down on any one thing, but the bottom line is that these supply chain and issues are going to affect employment at some point, and they already are. So make sure that you've stocked up. I've been stocking up slowly but surely on various staples like rice, beans, things like that. I'm not a big carb guy, but figure if need be, you want to be prepared, and that's the way I've been doing everything these last few years. So, and then also the COP26 summit is wrapping up over in Ireland, and I'll be honest, why? I mean, just a lot of people virtue signaling. You've got countries like China, India, and Russia, which have 3 times as many people as the countries that were there. They want no part of it. And, so why should, we hurt American jobs? Again, I'm all for responsible, ecology. And, I, do want, want clean air, clean water. I'm not necessarily a big fan of the global warming thing. The earth goes through natural cycles, and to be honest, man, really can't do much outside of an all-out nuclear war. Whatever we do is not going to affect things to the extent that the so-called scientists are saying. But again, there's a fine balance, but the problem is you had all the world's leaders flying in private jets and using these long motorcades to get there, and by doing so, they probably just in and of themselves, they probably put a lot more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere than some third world countries. I don't know, but the optics are not very good. Anyway, so we'll get to watching the election returns. Again, I'd like to see somebody that is against unnecessary restrictions on various economic activities. It's important. If you just leave the market alone, it usually takes care of itself. So we'll see what happens tonight. Anyway, I will talk to you tomorrow, give you an update, let you know how things went, and hope you all have a good evening. Take care. Bye.